My name is Dan P. Lee. I'm a celebrity menswear fashion stylist. I'm from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, but I have some roots in New York. My mom was from Jamaica, New York, South Side. My dad grew up in Virginia, got married, and then grew up in the South. And I used to come back and forth every summer since I was 5, so I always knew New York was gonna be home one day. On my own as a lead stylist, I had the opportunity to work with Joel Embiid for the ESPYs in 2017. I styled him. Trae Young for the Rihanna Diamond Ball in 2018. I worked with the country singer Shabuzi. I did his album cover, his first album cover, so I styled that on my own as a lead stylist. Obviously this game is a long-term game, so I assisted under my mentor for about 7 years and some change. Working under him, my favorite people to work with was Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith. Those were amazing experiences. The year was 2013, and I was just like struggling with my initial path. I thought I wanted to be a dentist, but couldn't really get past the chemistry. And so it used to be on Tumblr, and I started to see a lot of the New York kids on Tumblr being engulfed in fashion. And I was down south, I was watching the whole ASAP mob movement. Like, they was really just like doing cool stuff on Tumblr, and then a lot of these brands were bringing them in. I found out that there was a lane called, Stylist or styling, and then I just dove more deeper into it. And I've always loved sports. One of my favorite players, LeBron James. I ended up finding out that LeBron James had a stylist by the name of Rachel Johnson. I did not know NBA players had stylists. I thought brands just made them stuff. And then I just did a lot of research, and I found Rachel Johnson's contact. For 2 years, I emailed her every 2 weeks, and she finally responded back my senior year before I graduated, and she said, because I've been so persistent, she'll give me a chance to intern if I can make it to New York after graduation. And that was my whole goal. She was like my idol, and I finally got her to respond after 2 years. I'm forever grateful for her ushering me into the industry. Because she was kind of exiting, she pivoted out of the industry. She connected me to my mentor, Jason Rimbert. Jason just took me under his wings and showed me everything for like 7 years, working my way up as an assistant under him. My perspective of styling, me personally, always kind of came from, being around with my father. My uncles all worked very blue-collar jobs. So seeing my dad going to work, he would always wear like a button-up. He wore Levi jeans or like Carhartt jeans and boots. That's kind of shaped me because I've always loved workwear and incorporating that in a more stylish vantage point. But also too, I grew up in church. My dad is a pastor, my granddad was a pastor, so I've always been a suit and tie guy. So that really was my early explorations into loving fashion. Well, me personally, I've always believed that what separates a good stylist from a great stylist is you don't come into the room styling them how you style yourself. I would observe a lot of stylists when I was in college, and I would see stylists who literally style their clients just like them, but then I would see some stylists who literally knew how to meet their clients' demand, go into their world. Believe that separates a good stylist or a great stylist. So me personally, welcome the challenge of working with clients who don't dress like me at all, because that challenges me as a stylist to achieve the objective for the look that they're going for. So one of the beautiful things about living in New York is there's so many different cultures here. So just being on the train, I just be looking around and to see how people wear different things. I kind of take mental notes of it. So when I go into certain clients, I like to, kind of see what their background is, see where they come from, and then like take some mental notes and like apply that. I would say the first person to me is Andre Leon Talley. He's actually from North Carolina as well. So that was an initial relatability there, hearing of this, fashion icon who has a connection to North Carolina like myself. So that was very inspiring to know and then research his journey, him working with Vogue and being one of the only prominent black men in fashion at that time. And then I guess maybe my era is obviously Virgil Abloh. So when he got the anointment at LV, I think that anointment like blew the whole lid off. And I think that inspired, I know for sure me, and I'm sure thousands of other black creatives that, okay, this is possible and there is another level it can go. Because we are quote unquote a black stylist, people kind of keep us in the box that we only can style black talent. Obviously, I love my culture and my people, but I don't want to just be put in the box of only being able to style black talent, because there's way more talent in the world that I would love to enter their world and have that collaborating challenge with. Another thing too is while many of us are very creative, a lot of us just lack the knowledge business-wise, and we don't get the opportunity to gain representation like an agent. A lot of these big agencies, they're not really looking for black stylists or black makeup artists, black hairstylists. They use kind of like A lot of us are like fighting for visibility daily, socially, in real life to try to get the representation we need to help scale our business so we can continue to do what we love. Since COVID, a lot of creatives have unfortunately had to pivot out of the industry due to lack of help and resources. And so that's one thing I would love. I would love to see more agencies look for Black creatives and actually give them a chance, because there are a lot of talented Black creatives who just have not got their just due, or no one is really like checking for them, or kind of pulling them on to the next level so you can create a more sustainable business off their creativity.